Right, I don't even know how to start this properly because this is one of those things that's kind of uncomfortable, but it's so real, and it's the fact that sometimes people just start hating you out of nowhere, literally. Like one day you're doing fine, everything's fine, and then the next day the energy has shifted and you're just like, wait, what did I do? And I think for me, the first time I actually noticed this was in my own family. Like growing up, I was always quiet, right? I was the one who would just sit there at family gatherings, not really talk, like blend into the background and more listen than talking. And people got used to me being that way. Like they had this image of me, the quiet one, the shy one, the one who doesn't really speak. But then, as I got older, I started changing, obviously. I started speaking up for myself more. I started actually sharing my opinions, even if they were different from other people. And you could see it in their faces sometimes, like, who is this? Like, this isn't the Nagin we know. Almost like I wasn't allowed to change. Like, I had to stay stuck in that box forever. And I remember one time at a family gathering, I was just, I don't know, like being myself, laughing, talking, joining in more. And one of the family members looked at me in this weird way and was like, they were almost like offended. And later they made a comment, something like, wow, you used to be so quiet and now you don't stop talking. And it wasn't even said in a jokey way, it was said in this really passive aggressive bitter way. And I was like, okay, what's that about? And it only got worse when I started becoming more independent. Like before, they'd tease me for being spoiled, like not cooking much, not like being taken care of. But then when I actually started cooking myself, taking care of myself, living alone in a different country, earning my own money, instead of them saying, that's great girl, I'm proud of you, suddenly it was like, oh, look at you now, Miss Independent, cooking all by yourself. Wow. And you could just hear the jealousy in their tone. Not admiration, not support, but pure jealousy. And at first, I'll be honest, that hurt. Because these are the people who are supposed to love you, or supposed to be nice to you, right? They're supposed to be happy for you. But the truth is, sometimes the people closest to you struggle the most with your growth because it makes them uncomfortable. It reminds them that maybe they're not growing, and it's easier for them to hate on you than to face that about themselves. And this happens outside of family too, like with friends. I had this one friend who was totally fine with me when I was always available, when I was always the listener, when I didn't have much going on in my own life. But when I started focusing on myself more, like building my career, studying, earning money, creating things I was proud of, suddenly she got weird, like started making these comments like, don't forget us when you're successful, or you think you're too good now. And it's like, what? No, I'm literally just trying to get my life together. And that's the part that gets me every time, because I'm not here trying to compete with anyone. I'm not trying to rub anything in anyone's face. I'm literally just trying to grow, to evolve, to take care of myself. But some people take that personally, like your growth is an attack on them. And that's when I realized sometimes people don't actually want you to grow. They want you to stay the same because that's comfortable for them. When you change, it forces them to look at themselves, and that can make them insecure. And it's not just in personal life either. I've seen this online too. Like obviously, like the second you start putting yourself out there, whether that's on YouTube channel or Instagram or posting content on any platform, or just expressing yourself publicly, people you don't even know can suddenly hate you. And it's so random. You'll get comments like, who do you think you are? Or, wow, you've changed, as if they've known you your whole life. And I used to take that so personally. I used to think, maybe I am being fake. Maybe I am changing too much. But then I realized, of course I'm changing. I'm supposed to. That's literally the point of life. Like, imagine if I was the same exact person that I was 5 years ago, is still not independent. That wouldn't be growth. That would be me staying stuck. And I don't want to be stuck. And here's the weirdest part. When you're struggling, when you're at your lowest, people rarely hate you, right? In fact, they often like you more when you're struggling because it makes them feel better about themselves. They get to be the one who's doing better, they get to be the one giving advice, the one in the power position. But the second you start doing well, suddenly they don't like it anymore. And I've thought about this a lot. And I honestly think it comes down to the fact that people want you to do well, just not better than them. They'll clap for you until your success shines a light on their own insecurities. And then it becomes a problem. And I think that's why sometimes hate comes from the people closest to us, because they're the ones who are most used to comparing themselves to us. And when the balance shifts, when you start outgrowing the role they put you in, it makes them uncomfortable. Now, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm sure I've made mistakes too. I'm sure there were times when maybe I didn't handle things the best way, or maybe I hurt someone without realizing. And if someone hates me because of something I actually did, then that's on me to reflect on and to fix it. But a lot of the time, the hate doesn't actually match what you've done. It comes from their own stuff. And the thing is, it sucks in the moment, like it really does. When the other day that family member made those passive-aggressive comments, I laughed them off, but deep down, I was hurt because I wanted her to just be happy for me. I wanted her to say, wow, you've grown so much, that's amazing. But instead, it was shade, and I had to realize her reaction wasn't really about me, it was about her. And once you realize that, it gets easier to handle because you stop taking it personally. You stop thinking, what did I do wrong? And you start thinking, okay, this is their issue, not mine. And honestly, that's the only way to move forward. Because if you sit around trying to win over everyone who suddenly hates you, you'll never move. You'll stay small just to keep people comfortable. And that's not fair to you. So if you're going through this right now, if people are suddenly acting weird with you, if people are throwing shade, if people are pulling away, just know that it's not always a sign you're doing something wrong. In fact, it is sometimes a sign that you're doing something right. You're growing, you're changing, you're becoming the person you're supposed to be. And that's going to upset some people who would rather you stay the same. But you can't stay the same just to keep them happy. You've got to live for you. Alright, I think I've rambled enough, but this is one of those topics I could honestly talk about forever, hours and hours, because I know how much it hurts when you go through it. And I just want you to know that you're not alone if you're experiencing it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you being here and listening to me talk. If you've got something out of this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I'm really trying to grow this channel and get monetized as soon as possible. And every single like, comment, subscribe helps me to grow my channel more. Thank you so much. Know that if you've gone through something like this, that people suddenly hating on you when you're just trying to grow, let me know in the comment section, because I think it'll help all of us realize how common it is. I'll see you in the next one.